Well, in this period between Christmas and New Year, it was the think tank CEBR that made the running and many of the headlines by telling us just what Jeremy Hunt's tax proposals were going to mean for the average family. You know, the unbelievable £40,000 that two middle earners extra in tax could have to pay over the course of the next decade. Well, Neufeld is head of forecasting at the aforesaid organisation, because they'd also told us some time back, and I was very surprised when I first heard this, that actually, in relative terms, the UK was doing well and our economy would outgrow Germany's over the course of the next couple of decades. But I understand that that forecast has now been reversed. Neufeld, please tell us what's going wrong with the British economy. Why has that forecast had to change?
Yeah, that's correct. So according to our latest World Economic League table, we do have downgraded the UK growth prospects. There's a couple of things to consider here. One is the short-term outlook and the current performance of the UK economy. The other one being the longer-term performance, the long-term growth outlook. On the short-term performance, we do see that the UK is struggling more with the global economic headwinds that we're seeing. That is high inflation, higher interest rates. So the UK has, as one of the only G7 economies, seen a contraction in GDP in the third quarter. And we do actually believe that the UK is going to remain in recession until the middle of next year. And that is coming on top of a position where the UK is also the only G7 country that is not recovered to levels of GDP pre-pandemic. So all the other G7 countries have achieved that. And that is linked to kind of the longer-term structural problems of the UK, that is low business investment, a weak export growth, and that is holding back productivity growth. And that's why basically we had to downgrade the UK growth forecast.
How damaging, I mean, you know, and congratulations to you guys for making the running this week with the news agenda, which you really have, actually, with your tax forecasts. Just how damaging to Britain's position and to her internal economy, just how damaging are tax rises on the middle classes of this magnitude?
Well, in the UK, really, the middle classes, lower earners as well, are really, bearing the brunt of the cost of living squeeze that we're seeing at the moment. And it's coming from all sides. It's coming from higher interest rates, which are necessary to fight inflation, but it nevertheless hurts the disposable income of mortgage holders, of prospective house buyers. And it also comes, of course, in the form of higher taxes that we're seeing. Additionally, I think it's also a very UK-specific factor that there's a lot of instability in the political field, of course, and you've seen, going from a Liz Truss's tax-cutting agenda, within 3 weeks, we are back to fiscal consolidation under Jeremy Hunt and Rishi Sunak, and I think that is hurting confidence in the economy.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for joining us all the way from the Canaries, and thank you for the work that you do. Thank you very much indeed.